So I put down some sod. I bought these sprinklers. You can see them over here. Now you can't see them. Let me go over there. You can see them here. I bought a string of 3. I bought 2 strings, so there's 6. I hate them. They don't work very good. You can't control the stream on them. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to make my own sprinkler sled. So everything we're going to need is right here. 2 sprinkler heads. They cover 15 feet apiece. A couple of T's, a couple of caps, 1 extension. We got that adapter that's going to take it from a 1/2-inch thread to a 3/4 hose thread. We're going to use the miter saw. You can use a hacksaw if you need to. And then I got 2 10-foot pieces of 1/2-inch PVC. And just so you know, here's the receipt. And we spent a total of $37.75 for this. So I sped it up here, but I cut a 4-foot length, a 6-foot length, and that'll be my 2 middle sections where the 2 sprinklers will go. And then I cut 2 3-foot sections to be the NT for the legs to keep it standing straight up. So with all your cuts, you definitely want to take a piece of sandpaper and just smooth them out real quick. Make sure you don't have any bits and pieces of plastic in there, and not that they'll hurt, but they could get clogged in your sprinkler head. And just to make sure you don't have any sharp ends, because that plastic will gash you. Okay, so this is going to be the end that connects to our hose. So we got a threaded and sleeved adapter, so we're going to go on like that. This is the end that's going in, and then your hose, that's that 3/4 inch hose thread I was talking about, is going to go right there. We're going to mock this up, and then I'm going to put it all together. Definitely want to make sure you have all your ends connections clean, and you got pipe tape. Okay, just to correct myself, I had the wrong 1/2-inch to 3/4 hose thread connection for the end of this. I had to run back to Lowe's real quick before they closed. But you can see here I needed a 1/2-inch thread going into the pipe, and then I needed a 3/4 inch hose thread female connection to connect to the male connection from the hose. Hope that made sense. Okay, so I bought a 2 container kit of pipe primer, PVC primer, and then the PVC glue. I also had to cut about a 2-inch adapter to go into the top of the T so that I could attach the sprinkler down to the actual PVC T, if that makes sense. Okay, as you can see, I'm using the purple PVC primer on all of the connections, all the hose connections where plastic's touching plastic. You use the purple primer first, give it a couple minutes. It dries in a couple seconds. Also, pro tip, even though I'm not a pro, be very careful if you have any cuts on your hands, because it will seek them out quickly and that stuff burns. But anyway, purple primer on all plastic to plastic connections, and then the PVC glue, which once you put it in there, it says to give it 3 hours to dry. I think that stuff was cement hard in about an hour, but I did give it to 3 hours to dry just to make sure I didn't have any leaks. Okay, so what you can see I've done here is, this is all 1/2-inch PVC, by the way, I want to make that clear. I have the T, then I cut a 2-inch pipe to stick up out of the T, and that gives the height that I need for the sprinkler head, which I have a sleeve on top of that that's threaded on the top end that the sprinkler will screw down into, and that gives that sprinkler head height to get that 15-foot coverage. Okay, so here's what we got so far. Hose end, first sprinkler, that's a 4-foot stretch. Then we got what it looks to be a 6-foot stretch. It is a 6-foot stretch, I know, I measured it. And then another T. Now, some people may tell you to use a triangle to make sure that they're both right angles, but if I got them laying flat on my driveway, and assuming my driveway is pretty much flat, it can't be more than maybe a 1/16 of an inch off or so. So those are straight as far as I'm concerned. Super important. Just remember anything that has a thread on it, get some Teflon or pipe tape, they call it. That definitely helps seal it up, and you don't really have to worry about any small drips. Okay, so all in about an hour and a half. I'm letting it dry now, but this is what we got. Our two legs to stabilize, our sprinkler head, and our hose connection. So I'll give you a little, there you can see about how long it is. There we go. And I'll have it out in the yard in a minute. So there's the type of sprinkler head I used. Like I said, 2 of them were about $4 a piece at Lowe's. Here is the actual sprinklers working. The reason I only used 2 was because I did want to make this mobile and easy for me to just move by myself. That's also the sod that I just put down. I'll put a link to that video so you can look at that as well. But that's why I built this sled. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks.